to be today. That's Iowa. It's all about Iowa, from the coffee shops to the diners to the state fair. Republican candidates are glad handing their way across the Hawkeye state and gearing up for tonight's primetime debate showdown. But wait, isn't there someone missing? Someone with a wink in her eye and a star-spangled ride? Never fear, America. Sarah Palin has announced that she will be rolling into Iowa, relaunching her One Nation bus tour there and pressing on with, quote, efforts to revitalize the fundamental restoration of America by highlighting our nation's heart, history, and founding principles. Heartland, she's coming for you.
They love their country in good times and bad, and they're always proud of America.
You'll remember that her bus tour came to a halt in early July in New Hampshire, just as Mitt Romney announced his presidential bid. Another coincidence? I'm sure. But this time around, even Palin's employer, Fox News, has questions about Palin's decision to make a sudden appearance in the Hawkeye state.
If there's a party, she wants to be part of it. But does she risk being seen as a party crasher?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, it's one thing to be part of a party. It's another thing to be part of an election campaign. And so far, she's done a better job of party crashing than party building.
All right, we should leave it there. We should also mention that Sarah Palin, of course, is a Fox News contributor.
That she is. And to help solve the mystery, might we point to the one consistent feature on Ms. Palin's website? The donate button. It's still there. Let's bring in our political panel now. Krystal Ball is a Democratic strategist. And with us from Washington, David Drucker is a staff writer at Roll Call. Krystal, let me start with you. Seriously, what is Sarah Palin doing in Iowa?
Well, I know we're all shocked. There's going to be tons of cameras there. It's a political event. And Sarah Palin showing up, that seems so strange.
Like moth to a flame.
I mean, the obvious answer is she wants to stay relevant. She can't resist. She can't help herself. But I would add that you should never write this woman off. A lot of people are saying there's no way she's running for president.
I'm one of them.
I would not count her out. I don't think there's any predicting what she might do come September, October, November.
David? We know her political action committee continues to seek donations, so we know what's in this for her. But does Palin's trip hurt anyone in the GOP field at this point, or is she just a distraction?
I don't really think it hurts anybody. I think the big gate crasher over the weekend is going to be Rick Perry, who's going to give a big speech in South Carolina, running off to New Hampshire and showing up in Waterloo, Iowa on Sunday. And a lot of people think that's really stepping on the toes of the straw poll and everything else happening in the state. I think Sarah Palin needs to keep herself in the news. We're talking about her because she's doing this, and it's nothing more than that.
Krystal, let's talk about somebody else, another non-candidate in the race, not in the race. Rick Perry set to make an announcement, some kind of announcement on Saturday. He'll be in Iowa on Sunday. And now suddenly Michelle Bachmann's going to be at the same event as he is the real gate crasher. Who's the real gate crasher here?
I mean, in terms of having an actual chance of winning the GOP nomination, I think Rick Perry is the bigger gate crasher. His positive intensity scores are the highest of any of these candidates. Interestingly, though, the big question for the GOP electorate is, can they nominate someone who will have any appeal to independents and have a chance at winning the general election? And if you look at Rick Perry, where the positive intensity is so high, but his ratings with independents are so low, to me that's an indication that they are not going to nominate someone who can really challenge President Obama.
Yeah, David, gate crashers aside, let's talk about who's actually participating in this debate in the straw poll. How do you expect this race to shift after Saturday?
Well, I think we're going to find out if Tim Pawlenty still has real legs. We're going to find out if Herman Cain still has real legs. And we're going to find out if the hype around Michelle Bachmann, who's run a great campaign so far, is real, and does she have a chance to propel herself beyond Iowa. And all of these questions, in a sense, are premature, Jonathan, of course, because the real voting doesn't start until January, most likely. But this is going to give us a real sense of where the race is now that it's no longer early, now that we're in the thick of it. So I think we're looking for Pawlenty's performance, I think Cain's performance, and clearly do Mitt Romney, does John Huntsman, do any of them figure into this, being that they're not competing for Iowa?
A good note to end on. Krystal Ball and David Drucker, thank you.
Thanks a lot.